Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo. And as always, I am joined today by my two very efficient co-hosts. To my right, it is the one, the only. He's been here since 3:30. Uncle Sam.
Hello.
And to my left, it is none other than our very own Mr. Zolo, Mike Palazzolo.
What have you been doing for an hour and 15 minutes before we went live?
Well, he helped me finish assembling the werewolf.
Okay.
And then
The little fake ass plates wouldn't go on.
the ass cheeks.
The ass cheeks.
I love hearing him say the word ass cheeks.
He said it like
Watch his
15
mouth when he says
fucking
ass
times.
cheeks. Will you say it one more time?
No.
Come on, the ass cheeks.
Anyway,
Anyways, and then we had to take a ride around the block for a little upcoming project.
dumb.
How's your day today?
Great.
Before you made it here, what happened?
Living a dream.
Good week so far?
Yeah, so far.
When aren't we living
Where's
a
the
dream?
drill, by the way? We've had a lot of requests for the drill.
I don't know. It was gone off the table when I came in.
I think I used it to hang
Yeah,
those
so
pictures.
was my writing that you put down there.
Yeah, boobs. I erased it off of our whiteboard.
Spooky season.
Yeah, I changed it.
Be
a little more festive.
Yeah, it's nice. Zolo, how's your week going?
Miserable.
Why? Let's hear it.
I'm
Get
struggle
it.
with work and just a lot going
Is that
on.
satisfying?
Yeah, I don't know if my boss watches this, so I don't know if I could say that, but no, it's not. It's not
not?
satisfying.
Well, guess what? My boss probably watches this, and I can tell you how fucking satisfying I am.
Oh wow. Anyways,
Watch our podcast so we can be satisfied with the work that we're doing.
listen to me. You make your own hours and you get to do things with wood all day. That's like your dream.
Listen, I'm old.
You get to go to
Getting
Home
tired.
Depot every day. Most 58-year-old men dream of getting to
Yeah,
go to
they
Home
walk
Depot
into Home
all
Depot,
day.
they drink coffee and walk their dog. Okay?
Then
I
you
don't
need to
have a
trade in
fucking
a cat
dog.
for the
I'm
dog.
not drinking coffee, and I'm hauling fucking goddamn 2x12s. Give me a break.
Anyways, Bruce, how's your week going?
Fantastic.
Good.
We all know
Glad to
Bruce doesn't do anything.
Glad to hear it.
How would America like this fucking life? Get up about 10, smoke your little
Make
fucking
that
weed pen a
6.
couple of times, eat breakfast, no bacon because we don't eat fucking
6
meat.
egg whites scrambled.
I'm gonna have me a little fucking ham and cheese omelet, egg and cheese omelet.
Nope.
Eats his little fucking omelet, works out for 2 hours, and then spends the rest of the day absolutely beating the shit out of his penis. That's it. That's all he does. And then when the one girl that he likes calls, he'll go and fucking sniff her ass for the rest of the day. That's what he does.
Hey,
that's what this
well
kid
said.
does
Can I
6 days a week.
Can I say
Well
something
said.
about that though? He's obviously putting a little bit more time into fantasy than you, because he's sitting in the 2-hole right now while you're down in 14th place.
Listen to me, dude. I lost my
14th
entire fucking
place.
team last week.
Dude, you're in dead last.
I lost my entire defense last week.
You're in dead last.
All of it.
You're in dead last.
My fucking running back had a mysterious fucking illness happen right at the game.
You're-
But a what-up? Bijan Robinson had a fucking issue.
Can't you just admit?
Now, if he had diarrhea like you do, I get it. I get it. Just say it. But not to disclose it? Well, what the fuck? What, did one of his nuts drop on him? What? What happened?
Listen, at the end of the day, last place.
I'm not in last place.
Yes, you are.
Am I?
You're in 14th place.
I don't care.
Actually, you might be in last place in both leagues.
You know what? I'm
No,
in first
you know
place.
who's-
I'm in first place in my other league. I'm
that
fucking
league doesn't
6-1.
count. That league doesn't count.
Whatever. You say that
I don't
every
really
year.
pay
And-
attention
and-
to the other league, to be honest.
Well, in the tipped league, you're in second to last place because Garrett's under you.
That's pretty bad. If I'm beating Garrett, I know I'm in trouble.
Anyways, should we spend a few minutes and get into the news? I think we should. So after sustaining an injury over Miami this week and wearing a knee brace for the second half of the game, Jalen Hurts was not on the injury report for the Eagles today. But also, you know how the Eagles traded for Kevin Byard this week? Reed Blankenship, full participant in practice today. So that one for me just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Why?
Well, because I mean, you said it on the show. If Reed Blankenship is going to be out for some time, then the Kevin Byard trade makes sense.
No, you know what? It makes. I thought they traded someone.
They traded Terrell Edmonds,
That's why he's there.
so
That's
just
why.
straight
Well,
up.
why would you keep Edmonds if you got him?
True.
And you just upgraded that position immensely.
Yes. Some news that Uncle Sam will love to hear, and we're going to talk a lot more about this man as the show goes on today. But on the plane ride home from Minnesota Sunday night, Brock Purdy started to experience concussion-like symptoms. He is now in the protocol, and Sam Darnold is in line to start Sunday against the
Get your wish.
And watch and see what happens.
You get your wish.
I'm going to make it right now. Who are they playing?
The
The
Bengals.
Bengals.
The Bengals? The 49ers will beat the Bengals, and Sam Darnold will have 2 rushing touchdowns.
You
heard
just
it here
killed-
first.
You were
You heard
supposed
it
to
here
save
first.
that for Brock Purdy time.
That's my lock. That's my lock this week. 2 rushing touchdowns, Sam Darnold.
Former Broncos pass rusher Frank Clark is in Seattle today. He is expected to sign a contract before tomorrow.
Going back to Seattle. Huh. Interesting.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski announced today that P.J. Walker will be the starting quarterback Sunday at Seattle for the Browns. Deshaun Watson is looking doubtful at this time.
At this time, do you think that guy just wants to shoot himself right now?
Who? Which one?
Stefanski.
Stefanski, the owner of the Browns.
Well,
I mean,
the owner of the
whole
Browns,
list.
I will say this, at least he went for it. At least he fucking gambled and tried to make his team better. I will give him that. Was it a huge fucking mistake? Absolutely. But you know what? He gambled. He went for it. He tried to shake his team up, make his team good. They got a fucking top 3 defense. I wouldn't have an issue with it if I was there. You know what? Run it with PJ the rest of the year. If you lose, you lose. So be it. Try to get somebody to jump on tug and rub. And if you can't, you're probably just better off cut them, pay them, and move on. That's what I would do.
Well, it gets worse for the Browns because neither running back Jerome Ford nor Kareem Hunt practiced today.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that. That's not an issue. They're not playing until Sunday, so they're good.
Anthony Richardson's surgery was done yesterday, and it was successful. So we have that.
Wasn't like that was brain
As
surgery.
was Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah. Learn how to fucking go down, asshole. Run out of bounds. Go down.
We have some retirement news as well.
I'm going to retire in a minute.
Former New England Patriot Chase and Michigan Wolverine Chase Winovich officially announced his retirement. He was not on a team.
One of my favorites in Ann
What do you mean
Arbor.
he wasn't on a team?
He wasn't.
How can a guy go
got-
being from so good in college? I actually thought he was better than Rashad Gary.
Yeah, but he got injured twice.
In college, he was a lot better.
It's situational. You got to get into a good situation. And one would think the Patriots would be a good situation because it's worked out really well for Josh Uche, but wasn't a good situation for Winovich. You got to be utilized properly. So
Yeah.
Also, Lions wide receiver Marvin Jones hasn't announced his retirement, but he announced that he was,
I know that
quote-unquote,
he's been released. I know
stepping.
that.
He wasn't. I don't think he was released
They did. They released.
they released him on it's
after he said he was stepping away from
Correct. He was
football
stepping away, so they just released him. Let him
to
go.
attend to some personal family matters.
He said when he was here 3 years ago, his son Marlo died in the last month of the season. His 1-year-old. It was expected to happen. He wasn't born healthy, but he's been through some stuff. And Marvin Jones is like a really good guy. So I hope that whatever it is isn't crazy serious, and I hope that the Lions maintain some sort of ties with that guy down the road, even if it's not on the field, because he's all around good dude and he did a lot here. I don't know if you guys remember, he came in after Kelvin left. That's the guy they brought in, and they made the playoffs the year after Kelvin left. And Marvin Jones is a big reason why. So
Yeah, it was him and Golden Tate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rams cut their kicker Brett Maher.
What? What the fuck? He's my kicker.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Mother.
Keeps missing shit. And they brought in none other than Mason Crosby for a workout today.
Yeah, and they also worked out Colts practice squad kicker Lucas Harvisk. Harvisk. I don't fucking know how to say his last name. Mike Vrabel has told reporters that he plans to play both Malik Willis and Will Levis, but Will Levis will most likely start this Sunday.
Who?
Will Levis.
Yeah, good luck.
Gonna
Good luck
start,
with that.
But Malik Willis will play.
Why? I don't understand any of that that's being said right now. I'm sorry, I can't comprehend it. Will Levis is going to start, but Malik Willis is going to play. Why don't you just fucking play Malik Willis and get it over with? Play one or the other.
There's an old saying that if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. You ever hear that before?
No.
That is.
When has it ever worked out where two quarterbacks? The only small situation I could think of is Ohio State circa 5 or 6 years ago, but it's
How about
very.
if you don't have a quarterback out of the two you got or three you got on your fucking roster, just get somebody else. How about that?
I'd love to see. What
Or
Malik
play
Willis
the
can
fucking
do.
Wildcat the whole game.
Malik Willis was very good in college, and I find it hard to believe he's
Liberty.
that bad. Pardon
Played
me.
at Liberty.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah, it does matter.
Josh Allen played at Wyoming.
Playing at Liberty is not like playing at fucking Georgia.
Where'd Trent Dilfer play?
Huh?
Where'd Trent Dilfer play?
Where is he now?
He won a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter. Some guys do well with the Division III prowess. So, and he was Division I. Liberty's
Charlie
Division I
Batch.
school. Eastern Michigan.
Charlie Batch.
Dawson Knox had surgery on his wrist today. He is officially on IR.
Okay.
So looks like it might be the Dalton Kincaid show going on.
He's hurt too.
He's questionable. Looks like he's going to play this.
He was hurt too. Okay.
Outside of that, Zach Ertz, another tight end, IR. He has a quad strain. The plan is to let him sit out for at least 4 weeks and possibly return later in the year. And
For what? For what?
we have some legal news. Chiefs wide receiver Justin Ross was arrested Monday in Shawnee, Kansas. He's facing felony charge of criminal
that?
damage and trespassing. So we're waiting here on that. Justin
Who?
Ross, wide receiver for the Chiefs.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Is he a rookie or no?
It's
Second year.
spelled Justy.
Justy.
Oh, he don't even play. Is he on the practice squad?
No, he's on the active roster. And
Okay.
also Monday night, Saints wide receiver Chris Olave was arrested for reportedly
Drunk and disorderly?
no
Misdemeanor reckless.
misdemeanor reckless driving, 75 and a 35.
Well, you've done worse than that.
Yes, I have.
And he
Okay.
played the as soon as they cuffed him and they told him to get in the back of the car, he played the I play for the Saints card.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck.
He still took him.
Was it a Louisiana State draw?
No, I think it was a city cop or county.
Really?
It was a county sheriff.
County
sheriff.
sheriff.
Yeah.
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 Guess what? County sheriffs don't give a shit. Trust me. Because I totally lost my shit on one. Surprised he didn't arrest me and tase me. So, they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll write you a ticket for fucking window tint. Window tint. Like I was killing anybody.
Still salty about that one.
Yes, I am.
I don't blame you because
$115 fucking ticket.
window tints are legal in
Cocksuckers.
so many other states. That
No,
just
because it's just bullshit, dude.
bullshit.
Come on, dude. What is a tinted window going to hurt anything? What does that hurt? Motherfucker, I'm old. I need those tinted windows. I don't like the sun.
I don't like the sun. Well, do you like sushi?
No,
You don't like sushi?
I am not eating fucking bait.
Okay. Well,
I don't eat bait. You
you
guys
and-
want to eat bait? Go eat bait.
You and Sean Payton have something in common. So
Why?
after Sunday's game, he was quoted with, he gave us this quote. That was a good win for us, and yet I'm driving home last night, heading to get sushi. I don't like sushi. And finding myself circling around the parking lot saying, why can't I be happy? Well, you're just searching for the perfect game. I'm just that way. Seems like everything's going
What
great.
the
in
fuck
Denver.
does that
I
mean?
don't know.
What is wrong
He
with
was
him?
going to get sushi, but didn't like sushi.
Why would he even think about going to get it?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
What the fuck, dude? Hey, go to the burger joint, asshole.
Hey, can we officially call?
No, He said something. They question him, and there was something about his wife. You know, she's a team player. I got to be a team player.
Yeah.
My wife and my kids like it.
There was more to it.
Oh,
than
they
that.
like sushi?
Because the whole gist was, if you're going to get sushi, why the hell are you telling us that you don't like sushi? Which is the whole thing's interesting.
No, I get it. Now that you've just explained it to me, I totally get it. I would have been the same way. I'd have been like, I'm taking these pricks to go get sushi, and I fucking hate sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat it. It's bait. My kids eat sushi. My wife eats it. I'm not eating that shit.
Delicious. Also,
Garbage.
some more.
Fucking bait.
Another piece of Denver news. Kareem Jackson's suspension has been reduced to 2 games.
He shouldn't be suspended at all. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking travesty. A travesty. The NFL is a joke. It's looking more rigged every week.
Also, the NFL has set a record through the first 7 weeks. They have dished out $13 million in fines for excessive celebration,
What's wrong? They don't make enough money?
excessive celebrations, uniforms, and unsportsmanlike conduct.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. They're such hypocrites. You hypocrite bastards.
Anyways,
I was
we can
wondering.
move on.
This be a good time to tell you that Roger Goodell got his extension last week.
Whatever. Somebody needs to extend their fist right up his ass. That's what they need to do.
Ass cheeks.
Ass pounding.
Ass cheeks. Anyways, I wish we still had the sound bits from the old soundboard.
I was looking into it.
Yeah, we need to get one of. You need to clip him saying ass cheeks earlier in the episode, and that needs to be
Happening.
That needs to be. What do you mean? It's not happening.
Not happening.
It's already recorded.
Keep
We're
going.
gonna pull it, and we're gonna have an ass cheeks button.
You know what we're
Well,
gonna do?
hey, what are
So
we going to
whenever-
talk? Are we going to talk about Uncle Sam was right?
Well, can we?
Are we going to talk about that? Hey, you were right. You were right. You fucking called it. Hello.
Yes, here we are.
And what-
Hello?
and what were you right about?
I'm sorry?
What were you right about?
I told you Brock Purdy is average at best. He's not a fucking game changer. What he did for the first 5 weeks of the season was real cute.
Wait, what about the
and
10
pretty.
weeks last
Hold
year,
on.
though?
What he did was real cute and pretty, but without McCaffrey or
Hold on.
without this
Cute
guy
and
or that
Purdy.
guy,
Say cute
we
and
can
Purdy.
we can start making fucking excuses for him.
Okay, so Monday Night Football recap here. The 49ers went to Minnesota and lost.
Got their assholes popped.
Ass cheeks. Lost to the Vikings. Vikings come out on top 22-17 in this game. It was a shocker, in my opinion.
You remember, I wanted to change my pick.
Jordan Addison,
Started talking shit to me.
very
I
nice
didn't talk
pick.
shit to you.
Grant? Oh, he was.
Yeah,
I wanted to
fuck yeah,
change
I
my
talk
pick.
shit.
You remember?
Yeah,
You started talking shit to me.
you bullied him.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
you
fine. I'm
bullied
gonna.
me.
Guess
I was
what?
bullied. I've been
You wanna know what?
bullied.
I look forward to the Friday show just so you can make the dumb fucking.
I
pick
go by
and I
he.
can bully you.
He, not she. He.
Listen,
It's my pronoun.
Angie's requesting that we let the man cook real quick.
I'm gonna let the man cook. If I can fucking just go. Tell us why.
Start cooking.
Tell us why you
Oh,
were
go
right.
ahead.
cooking.
Go ahead.
No,
Talk
tell
about
us.
the game.
Go ahead, heat up
Brock
the pan.
Purdy's. Okay, let me go through the Vikings. We'll get there. Kirk Cousins, 35 for 45, 378 yards, 2 tuds, a pick, 107 QBR. Alex Mattinson and Cam Akers combined for 70 yards. Their run game was just.
Madsen
Poopy.
was running hard, dude.
Oh, here we go.
That fucking
8
guy
for
was running
39,
hard.
running real fucking hard. Jordan Addison, 7 for 123 and 2 touchdowns. Hawkinson, 11 for 86. His ankle's all jacked up, though. He went down multiple times.
He's a pussy anyway.
Did you guys see the? Did you see the Kevin O'Connell yell at TJ go down? Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably injured, so it's whatever. But he mouthed TJ go down, to buy them time on an injury, so they can call in a better play there at the end of the first half.
For the 49ers, George Kittle led the team in receiving yards, 5 for 78. Christian McCaffrey, 3 for 51 through the air and a touchdown. On the ground, he was 15 for 45. That is 16 games with a touchdown scored from scrimmage. That is an NFL record. Brock Purdy, 5 for 19 on the ground, 21 for 30, 272 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and an 81 QBR. So,
2 important picks.
2 very important picks. So, let's hear it. Why were you right?
I told you he's average at best.
But why?
The
though?
reason why the San Francisco 49ers are winning all these games, and they were doing that last year also, Christian McCaffrey has changed that whole team. That when the day he was brought in, they were a different team than they were prior to that. They were still a good defensive team, but offensively, When Christian McCaffrey came in, it took him to another level. It took them to another level, and that's why they went to the NFC Championship game last year, was because of that. Now, when that guy goes down or he's not healthy, look what's happened the last 2 weeks.
McCaffrey had a pretty functional game on Monday, though, in my
But
opinion.
he's still what makes the engine run. It's sort of like David Montgomery for the Lions. It's what makes the engine run. If you don't have the fucking main piece of the engine, it's going to be a fucking shit show. And you've already seen it.
While I don't disagree that Christian McCaffrey might be the MVP of the league and is very good at what he does when he's healthy, I still think that if you plug in other backs, because
They're going to be serviceable, but they're
gonna
not Christian McCaffrey.
Agreed. But that's what the whole Mike Shanahan offense that Sean McVay runs, that Kyle Shanahan runs, that who are the other fuckers? Matt LaFleur runs it, and then I'm missing one, Mike McDaniels, and then there's more. But I think it's those are the big four currently.
But here's the thing: prior to Christian McCaffrey coming, they have good backs. It's not like they had bad backs. Raheem Mostert was on their team. They had good, decent backs.
Elijah Mitchell was very productive.
They went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And what happens? They get banged up, and then they just disappear. For some reason, they give up on them, and I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong to do that.
Listen, I don't disagree even
Kyle Shanahan coaches his way out of every game, period.
I don't disagree even on some of the elements to the Brock Purdy argument. I don't. I think there's some things that people say that are true. But I can't unequivocally tell you that he's the reason they lost the other night. Even though he threw two big picks, he's not the reason they lost the other night.
No, the reason they lost the other night because they couldn't fucking tackle anybody.
That's exactly.
The defense actually looked human.
Exactly.
Now.
And my whole argument with Brock Purdy is I'm watching this guy. When I'm watching the Niners, I'm only watching this guy. He's making the big throws. He's making the big reads. He's making the big audibles. He's doing these things. So my question to you is, if Sam Darnold doesn't do that, you think he's going to? I agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Why?
You think he's
Why?
going to. If Sam Darnold doesn't do that, will you buy a little bit more into Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy is what he is, Mr. Irrelevant, period. That's what he is.
Mr. Irrelevant's lost
He's
two
Mr. fucking
regular
irrelevant.
season games in his career.
He's Mr. Irrelevant.
Okay.
Trust me.
Can I
There's
throw,
nothing that he's going to do to change my mind after watching him the last 2
but can
weeks.
Darnold change your mind?
No.
If Darnold goes in there and
Sam
poops the
Darnold
bed,
is a serviceable
yes, but
guy.
if this week against the Bengals he completely
That's the
shits
whole
the
point.
fucking bed, if he shits the bed,
If he shits the bed, what does that mean?
It means that their offense is significantly
Then you can put
better.
Brock Purdy back in and watch him shit the bed again.
Listen,
Unless they get, let's all be honest right now. Do you think they're going to win a Super Bowl right now with where they're at?
I think they still could.
I think
they can still get there just because of the defense.
I think if I were to pick
Because of
four
their
teams,
defense.
I think if I were to pick four teams that could win the Super Bowl, which means you're a conference champion likely,
Okay.
the Niners would be one of those four teams.
Okay, here you go. Right now, I will say this and say it right now. There's no way that they can get into a slugfest with a team like Kansas City and come out on top. Not going to happen.
I think they totally
Not
can.
going to fucking happen.
I think they totally
Not
could get
gonna
in a
happen.
slugfest with Kansas City.
They will
coming
not
on
beat
top.
Kansas City. Trust me.
right now,
Pat Mahomes is Jesus reincarnated. They will not beat fucking Kansas City. If you go within 5 yards of Pat Mahomes, you're going to get flagged for fucking unsportsmanlike conduct.
right now, my Super Bowl pick is still, even after the two losses in a row, San Francisco and Miami.
Ooh, I have my original Super
I got my
Bowl.
own.
It's
Go
so
ahead.
good. No, you go first.
No, you go ahead.
Mine looks the best.
I want to hear yours right
Eagles-
now.
I had the Eagles over
you
the
talk
Ravens.
to me about this Baltimore Raven Eagles.
I had the Eagles over the Ravens.
Okay.
I think mine looks. I think I have the best team in the
actually
AFC
agree
and the
with
best
you.
team in the NFC.
And looking at Baltimore last week, if they're going to get hot late, that's when you want to get hot.
Which they've never been hot late.
Right.
They always cool down late
Well,
because
that's
they
because
get injured.
the last 2 years, their quarterback has been fucking injured the last 8 games of the season,
All right.
just like last year.
I've noticed something about the 49ers that I think needs to be addressed. All right. Yes, Christian McCaffrey is the catalyst for this offense. And yes, George Kittle is probably a top 3 or 4 tight end in this league. But they start to get real thin after Brendan Ayuk as far as pass catchers go on this team. They don't utilize Elijah Mitchell whatsoever anymore, right? So McCaffrey's the only one that's actually running the ball. George
Juwan
Kittle,
Jennings is not a bad receiver.
Juwan Jennings.
They just don't. They don't play him.
They don't.
They don't play him. He comes
They're-
in if somebody's banged up. They don't even look his way.
I think having Debo in that offense, all right, like at the end of the day, when you watch the Dolphins, right? If they're not covering Braxton Berrios getting the ball. They have that little guy who just kind of
Let me guarantee you on this one. It doesn't matter if they got somebody covering Braxton Berrios will be open.
you big Berrios guy.
You think I'm fucking lying?
No, I know.
The guy he's utter. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go off here. Braxton Berrios is probably one of the best wide receivers that I've seen personally ever. How you like that?
Make sure we get this clipped. Yeah.
How you like that? I seen him in I watched him torch guys that are top corners in this league
Glass right here.
and
Can I chew
absolutely
this?
torch them. Darius Slay. Would you say Darius Slay is a top 5 corner in this league?
Yes.
I watched Braxton Berrios absolutely fucking destroy him in a
Well,
practice.
lucky for you,
Destroy
Tyreek Hill
him.
is probably going to be out on Sunday.
Who
So
is?
you get your chance. Tyreek Hill.
What?
Oh, yeah. It's not looking good. He didn't practice
You're
today.
in the headlights.
Oh, really?
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Moment of silence.
Would you guys fucking forget where you were? Here. I'll tell you where we were at.
Where were we at?
No, Braxton Berrios.
That the San Francisco
Somehow we're gonna talk
49ers.
about- The San Francisco 49ers should probably go get another pass catcher.
You get-
If
You
I
have two
were
good
them, I
redemption
would go.
stories.
I would go get a quarterback if I was them.
You have two. You have
Why-
two
why
good
you
redemption
laughing?
stories. You have if Sam Darnold plays well, and then now
I think Sam Darnold will be serviceable. Sam Darnold, unless he gets hurt, because it happened in Carolina. He was very serviceable. I watched him go into fucking Tampa with Tom Brady and punch him in the asshole.
Who?
It's just nobody fucking
Who
remembers.
punched whose asshole?
whose asshole hasn't
Whose
been touched at
asshole's
this
getting
point?
punched?
What? Carolina absolutely embarrassed Tampa.
Are you talking about Deonta Foreman again already?
Yes. Yes.
Jesus
You
Christ.
say what you want to say right now, dude. You better watch out because that asshole can run the football. I'm telling you, you better look out for him. Don't think that Chicago's just going to be lay down for everybody because the kid that's playing right now is better than fucking Justin Fields.
Jesus.
And what's his name?
Badgett,
What's his first name?
Taylor, Tyson, whatever.
You
Starts
got
with
it.
a fucking T.
Got it.
Starts
What?
with a fucking T.
Titty.
Anyways.
Titty Badgett.
Titty Badgett. Titty Badgett. Titty Badgett. Okay. Anyways,
Sorry about all the language too, folks.
You could say titty.
I'm not sounding the alarm yet on Brock Purdy.
Whatever.
Not at all.
You guys don't have to sound any alarm.
You
Just
wanna-
make sure you got your little fucking heart
He's right.
fucking machine there on the sidelines and you can fucking boom, see if there's a pulse there. Because guess what? Reality is starting to set in. And he knows it.
Why did it take 15 games?
That's why he's sitting out this week. It's got nothing to do with injury. You know what it's got
Oh,
to do with?
Jesus.
Oh my God. I forgot how to play football.
I got my asshole punched.
That's why I'm Mr. Fucking Irrelevant.
My
You know
asshole's
why?
been
Because I
punched.
forgot how to
what's
play
crazy
football.
is there's a lot of people that echo his sentiments still. They don't do it as blindly as he does, but there's a lot of people that are just, what the fuck is this
Blind?
Brock
I
Purdy
agree
guy?
with him.
Also,
Blindly?
You're blindly. You are blindly doing. It's a narrative that you're sticking to.
President Baker has chimed in the comments about this topic.
Leon knows. We already talked about it.
Yeah,
I talked to him today about it.
He
He
said-
knows. He knows Brock Purdy's dog shit.
he says we should send Bruce to Walgreens to pick you up some meds.
Meds?
Meds.
Whatever.
He also
Take
asked
him
if
there and
Taylor
get him
Swift
some
is here.
fucking. You need to take Leon there and get him some Blue Star ointment to kill whatever that is down there. It'll kill whatever it's itching down there, Leon.
Why are Wednesday shows my favorite ones these days?
I
Just
don't
gets
know.
absolutely fucked.
He sits in traffic on the way here and then he just unloads.
It's just fabulous. Yeah,
Not true.
you came in hot today. I love it. Ready to go. Ready to Roomba.
Well, your dad said I've been a little lackadaisical, and I don't want to disappoint right now.
Here we go. You got to step. You got to
The
give.
only reason why I'm fucking on
Gets
fire
the people
today
going.
is for him. This is for you.
Got to give.
For you, SR. It's for you.
You got to give the people what they want.
That's it. I'm giving him what he wants. Both barrels. Right to Brock Purdy. Shotgun to the you-know-what.
Wow. Anyways, so the trade deadline is now what? Is it a week away?
It's
8 days?
6 days.
6 days away.
It's 4 o'clock.
Well, who do you
on
think is the
Halloween.
big spenders in the trade deadline? Who's going to be the first guy fucking traded?
Well, it seems like right now there's a lot of heat around Derrick Henry getting traded. And supposedly, from what I've read, the Baltimore Ravens
Oh my God.
are at the top of the list.
You put him on
That's the best.
Baltimore.
That's
It's-
I love
I don't
that.
give a fuck that he's 3 yards per carry. You put him on Baltimore's team, dude.
Yeah.
You better watch out.
So-
Everybody better watch out.
So the whole point of what Todd Monken, who they brought in from Georgia, is their new
Right.
offensive coordinator, the whole point of what he did this year is ownership and management and John Harbaugh said, listen, we signed this fucker to $219 million guaranteed. You need to help us keep him healthy. So the goal is to let him, you still want him to cook every once in a
He
while.
still wants him to be him. He just don't
Yeah.
want him. They're not designing run plays like they were.
Not as
the
many.
previously coordinator
Yes.
was having him run the ball too much.
Not as many design runs because if you keep him in the pocket, hypothetically, you could keep him healthier. And if you add in an elite running back to that offense, boy, would I love to see what they're
Especially
capable
those
of.
little read option that he runs.
The Eagles ain't beating them if they unload with Derrick Henry. That's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents.
I wouldn't go as far as saying that. I mean, just because they're signing Derrick Henry doesn't give them the fucking Super Bowl win. But it helps them immensely because they haven't had a back that can stay healthy there for the last 5 years.
Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
Barring injury, if the Ravens pull that trade off, they're my favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Okay.
I still
barring
think, I
injury,
still
if they
think
all
down
stay
the field,
healthy.
they're missing some shit.
I don't.
That's my opinion.
I don't.
I'm not sold on OBJ. I'm not sold on him
Even if you're not,
because he's not reliable and injury prone.
they disperse the ball so well.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Well, I'm-
Bateman
I'm
has
just
been
saying-
good for them. Nelson Aguilar has been good for them. Devin Duvernay has been good for them. They just need that one elite guy. Then they need Mark Andrews. Everyone else is just bonus. It's just a compliment.
I agree with that.
And
but
I
you know
watched
what?
them eat in person the
You're,
other day,
you're not
and they
going to
were
have
fucking
teams lay
eating.
down on them like the Lions did, okay?
No,
So guess what? To keep him in the pocket is probably the best thing you could fucking do for yourself. Because if you got a good front and you got a good back end, you're going to stop the Ravens.
I just think defensively,
Pittsburgh did it once already this year.
I think defensively, that team is so hard to prepare for because they can beat you. That offense can beat you so many different ways. And then offensively, they're hard to prepare for because they can beat you. They could stop you so many different ways. If they wanted to rush
They
six,
got
they'll
a
fuck
lot of
your shit
issues
up.
on defense right now. They got a lot of guys that are hurt.
A lot of them are back now, though.
Their defensive ends, their top guys are out.
No, Queen and Smith are there.
No, I'm
And
not talking about- I'm
Matabuke
not
leads the
talking
league in
about Quinn
sacks.
Smith. I'm talking about defensive ends. They're missing a lot of guys. They're missing a Jabo.
That's really it, though.
They're missing key elements in that defense. Trust me.
Listen, they're missing some guys and still kicking ass. You're just
Yeah, because
furthering my
they're
point.
blitzing to make up for what they're missing up front.
I think the Ravens are strong. I think they're
I
extremely.
didn't say they weren't. I'm just saying they're missing some elements on that team.
But that's the whole point: is they're missing the elements and they're still kicking major ass.
no, they
get
just kicked the Lions' ass. That's it.
No, they're kicking major ass.
they
They're,
kicked the Lions' ass.
they're second in the
They
conference.
got embarrassed. They should have lost two. They should have lost two other games.
They're second in the
squeaked it out.
conference. They're 5-2, and they're kicking some major ass. Like that's that. I mean, they have to be solely. They're the leader in one of the, in my opinion, that's the toughest division in football. They're the leader in that division.
Okay.
And they look good while they're doing it, and they're getting healthier, and they get stronger every game. And I told you, just talking to Ravens fans, they have been waiting for that game against the Lions because they wanted to see what a complete game would look like from that team, and they put together their first complete game. I think they're capable of more complete games. That's just my opinion.
See what happens going forward.
Some other trade news. The Commanders have still not began to talk contract extensions with Montez Sweat or Chase Young. People around the league are saying they would like a second and third round pick for each of them respectively.
That's fucking crazy.
No. Excuse me. A second for Chase Young and a third for Montez Sweat.
I think that's high for both of them, to be honest with you.
I think you could pull off if you're the Lions in particular. I think you could pull off, and they have an extra third this year from Minnesota from the Hawkinson
Right.
trade.
You want to give them a third?
I think you could
I
pull
don't have
off a
problem
third
with
and a
that.
player. You throw them a third and you throw them one of the Okwaras, and I think that could
I mean,
totally
let's
work.
let's be honest. They're not going to want an Aquara because they're getting rid of him. They don't want an Aquara. What they're going to want is fucking picks. And I, to be honest with you, what I've seen out of Chase Young, I don't think I would waste a second or a third on him.
He's second in the league in pressures right now, and he has 4 sacks, and he hasn't even played every game this year. And he's in. I mean, I think their defense could be better.
Yeah.
And he plays with good guys, but
Yeah, he's playing with two. Listen, he's playing with two studs in the middle. Studs.
I think he could thrive here. I think he would thrive next to Hutchinson because Sweat's not doing his. Sweat's got the sacks. He doesn't have the pressures on the other end. A lot of what they do comes through the middle, like you just said. I would totally take a flyer on Chase Young.
I would take Sweat.
I would probably
take
take
Sweat.
either of them.
To be honest with you, I would take him. I'd send a 5th round pick to him and take Sweat. There's no way I would give him a 3 for Sweat. I'd give him a 5th rounder for Sweat. And his brother, by the way, leads the league in pressures at defensive end.
Him and Josh are brothers?
Correct.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Are you sure
Oh, I'm positive. You can look it up.
Josh Sweat and Montez Sweat are brothers?
And then guess what? He leads the league in fucking pressures.
Are you sure
The fuck.
they're not related by bloodline or anything?
They're cousins.
They're not related. Literally, they each came out and said that they're not fucking related.
But he does lead the league in
Did you
pressures.
just pull that out of your ass? Yeah, they're brothers.
He does lead the league in
Look it up.
pressures.
Oh my god! Just
He
blatant.
leads the league in pressures,
So
asshole.
some bad news for you.
Which one?
For the bigger Sam.
Oh.
For Sal. Supposedly the Panthers are not going to trade Brian Burns.
They're not trading him, dude.
They've told
He ain't
teams they're
going
not
nowhere,
interested
dude.
in trading him. And they denied
They want to lock
The
him in.
Rams offered them 2 firsts and a third.
in the offseason, and they said no. It
Who
wasn't
offered
recently.
him that?
The
Rams.
Rams did that over the summer, and they said no to that.
So he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How do you offer more than that? I mean,
Listen, do you really think they need to trade for anybody right now? Outside trading for somebody like Derrick Henry for Detroit, why would you even bother trading anybody?
okay. Well, I have another name that I'd be
You
see if you're interested in. Reports are coming out of Vegas that Hunter Renfrow and the team are working to find a trade partner. It really comes down to
unless he's signing with the Tigers, I'm really not interested. Okay,
Hunter Renfrow.
would you be?
Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah,
Honest to God, I kind of would be.
he's almost Ron St. Brown but white.
Well,
So what the fuck you need him?
I'm a
for?
little thrown off right now because you said the Tigers, and there's actually a Hunter Renfrow in baseball. Is that why you
Yes,
did
I know
that?
that. I thought it was him.
Is that why you did that?
it says that the reason why his time in Vegas is going to come to an end is a fracture in the relationship with Josh McDaniels. There's a point where Renfrow is an extremely serviceable receiver, and if the reason why he hasn't been productive is because Josh McDaniels don't fucking like him.
Can we just do this now? Can we skip ahead? Can we
Go.
Can we do the fired coaches?
Go.
I want everyone to rank in order which coaches are going to get fired. Uncle Sam, we'll start with you. You got to pick 5 guys.
5 coaches that I think should be fired.
5 coaches. Who's number
Josh
1?
McDaniels 1.
Okay, I agree with you on number 1.
Mike McCarthy 2.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Let's go back to Josh McDaniels. I got some numbers. So since he's been hired in Las Vegas, he has blown 5 double-digit leads. He's failed to score 20 points in 9 of his last 10 games. He lost to a high school coach named Jeff Saturday in his first career game as coach last year.
Titty
Titty Badgent.
Yep.
Teddy Badger.
He lost to Baker Mayfield last season after he joined the Rams 3 days prior. Remember that? That cost
Correct.
us a draft pick.
Yep.
When McDaniels took over the Broncos in 2009, he traded away their franchise quarterback, Jay Cutler, and then proceeded to lose
Brandon
17
Marshall.
of his next 28 games and was fired midseason in his second year.
Remember, he threw Brandon Marshall out, too.
With the Raiders, he got rid of Derek Carr and proceeded to lose most of the games in his second year. We've been harping on this from the start. I don't know if I had him number one going into the season. If I did, I was always...
We all agreed Staley was number one going into
We were between, okay, so we had Staley number one, and we had McDaniels number two. I think Ron Rivera is also going to get fired midseason.
Do you mind if I give you my 5 real quick?
Yeah, oh no, wait, hold on. I want his 5
Okay,
first.
go.
Josh McDaniels. He had Mike McCarthy 2.
Who's 3?
I truly think Ron Rivera's number 3.
All right, I'm writing it down.
Brandon Staley is 4. Because I think he's going to lose his job somehow, some way. I don't know what they're waiting for on that deal. And I'm going to give you one that you guys probably would never expect.
God, I want to see if we're on the
What?
same page. Go.
I'm going to give you a guy who I think that if it continues to go south, that he'll be gone. And guess who do you think it is?
Ooh,
Tell me who
I
it
want to
is.
guess. Give us a hint
I have
without
mine
giving it
written
away.
down already.
Go ahead.
Mine are written down.
Throw a
already.
name out there.
Mike Vrabel.
How did you know that? Motherfucker,
Because
Listen, this guy's been dodging bullets for 3 years.
Because I'll give you mine. I have Josh McDaniels 1. I have Brendan Staley 2. I have Ron Rivera 3. I have Matt Eberflus 4. I have Sean.
I don't think Eberflus is going to get fired.
Listen to me. That's because you have a hard on for Trevor Badgett right now.
No,
and you
don't
think he's going to win a couple
listen to
games.
me.
Listen to me.
Because this guy has not lost his locker room yet, I don't think he'll get fired.
Oh,
You talking about Eberflus?
it's week
Wait,
7.
he has lost the locker room.
I mean,
I don't think
Jesus
he
They did all
Christ.
that bitching a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, and they've been complaining. Like DJ Moore's been complaining about not getting playing time and the Justin Fields stuff, and he came out and
No,
said,
but he hasn't lost. Them guys played hard for him.
Okay, there
last
was
week.
one
Did they
fucking
play for
week.
him or did they play for D2 Tyson Titty Badgett?
Titty Badgett. All right.
What do you think?
I think they
played for Titty Badgett because I saw a clip of them hyping Titty Badgett, Cole Kmet and all them hyping Titty Badgett up on the sideline before the game.
All right.
Well, what does that tell you, though?
They like
Hold on
titties.
now. What does
You
that
blame
tell
them?
you? Where does that leave Justin Fields?
Okay.
That you could get this fucking rookie from Division II in there, and these guys actually are busting their ass for him.
Hey. What if Justin Fields got traded at the deadline? And they rolled with Badgett for the rest of the year and then took Caleb Williams 1 overall.
That's possible.
Anyways, so I have McDaniels 1. I don't think he's going to make it much longer. I have Staley 2. I have Rivera 3. I have Eberflus 4. And I have a shocker here. I have Sean Payton at 5.
Sean Payton ain't going nowhere.
Hold on. You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
You don't know that. They got a bunch of new owners with fucking Walmart money. And my honorable mention in written down here right below it
Vrabel.
was Mike Vrabel.
Why are you guys low on Vrabel?
Because it's going to be the rest of the season. If Tannehill's gone, and you guys know, I think on the list of quarterbacks in the league, Tannehill's 32 of 32. But it's only going to keep. If they imagine they trade Derrick Henry away.
Who is the catalyst of bringing in these picks? I don't know who the GM is there, but they've done an awful job with this roster.
I think that whoever it is was hired this year, or he's had no more than 2 years. I can't remember, but click it.
Now, I don't know
someone
how much
recent.
influence Mike
Ron
Vrabel has.
Carthon.
Okay, I don't
Ran
know.
Did you just
Carthon.
make that up?
No. Ran Carthon.
Maybe I'm thinking of their head of football ops.
I don't know who's in charge.
I think there's a chance. I think there's a real chance that they trade Derrick Henry at the deadline. Tannehill doesn't play again this year.
He's new this year, which would explain drafting Malik Willis last year. That's an old regime, and then bringing in
Will Levis.
Will Levis this year.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Mike Vrabel's been the coach there for fucking.
Yeah, but
How many years?
Was it 4 or
So this
5
is
years
my
ago they had
thing.
13
And every
wins.
year they finish fucking blah.
I don't know if they finish blah every
They were
year.
13
They
and
do.
4
So
4
this
years
is
ago.
this is my whole
They
thing.
what?
They were 13 and 4.
Weren't they in the
And they got
championship
bounced in
game?
the first round.
Yes.
No. I thought they made the championship. Didn't he knock out the Patriots? Didn't he beat Tom Brady in
That
Tom
was
Brady's last
fucking
game
like 4
and then
years
go to the
ago.
championship game?
That's what I said.
5
4
years
years.
I don't think they've gotten better from a personnel standpoint. I think
No,
that's
they
one of the
haven't.
I think that's one of the main problems is they haven't gotten better. They got older at running back with Henry.
And who's
Tannehill's garbage.
responsible?
Well, the GM.
No, let's all be honest. Who's responsible?
So this is my
Because
thing.
you got the fucking coaches there in the GM's ear saying, "Well, we need this, we need that." I think we should go in this direction.
This is my thing on Vrabel. Is he such a player's coach? The players love him, and that is a key in the NFL because there's not many coaches that the players love playing for and respond to. There's another element with Vrabel that you guys haven't talked about. He lost his offensive coordinator like 3 or 4 straight years, up until Arthur Smith, who just left for Atlanta 2 years ago. So I think there's been a lack of continuity with the offense. They've had no pass catchers for 2 years. It helps with Hopkins now. They've had little to no pass catchers, and I think
Well,
Tannehill's
I don't think the
regressed.
GM has done a bad job with free agency. He's bringing the guy weapons. They just don't have a fucking quarterback that they keep rolling with, and I think that's the coach's fault.
I don't think Vrabel goes anywhere until they know what they have at
I think
quarterback.
he's on the
You
hot
just
seat.
nailed it.
Listen, can I hit you with something else?
Yeah.
They have reports are now coming out. The Titans are seeking landing spots for DeAndre Hopkins.
He's out already.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Bolting
I
already?
got a feeling, like you said, it's a first.
Detroit would be a good spot.
Yeah, you think if they could call it redo on that?
I
Troy would
would
be
not
great.
bring him in.
I would.
I
Why?
wouldn't fucking do it.
I think
Anyway.
he's overperformed compared to where we've seen what I thought he was.
He's gotten better every week.
Yes.
He's gotten better every week. He was bad to start. He's gotten way better every week. If you look at his numbers,
Marvin
it's
Jones just walked away from football.
Yeah, if you could replace
Marvin
Marvin
Jones is a body bag anyway.
Can I give you my
Bring the
fire
kid up
coaches?
from the fucking.
Let's go.
practice
I want to hear
squad.
the five
my
coaches.
top 4 were the same as yours, except
What the fuck? Nobody's got Mike McCarthy on their list. What's
I
wrong with you
I
guys?
don't, and that's saying a lot because I do
How?
think he's a piece.
How could you not have him on your list?
Because he hasn't done
Because they're
anything.
4-2.
Because he hasn't done anything this year to be fireable. I do think he's overrated. I think he's a piece of shit coach. I just can name 5 coaches that are worse than him. Does that make
Well,
sense?
tell me this then. I you know what? I fucked up. I should have put somebody else on my list. What's his name there in Green Bay?
That's my 5th one. You just fucked me. You just stole my thunder.
He's on the hot seat.
So I think they'll let him cook with a quarterback next year. But you can make the case that he's been cooking behind the scenes with Jordan Love for 3 years.
And
this
look where
is
he's at.
And this is your yield. And I think that's a talented Green Bay team. I think their defense is talented. And I think they have more pieces this year than they had with Aaron Rodgers over the last 2 years.
You think Aaron Jones is gone? Something tells me Aaron Jones is going to get fucking traded. Something's telling me
I
that.
don't know. Didn't he just sign a deal?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just not looking good.
I don't know.
Not looking good right now.
I just think that the Jordan Love experiment was completely tied to Matt LaFleur. He had years to get this guy ready, and I actually do think there's viability to Jordan Love. I genuinely believe that. I just don't see it right now.
Just making bad decisions.
He's only signed through next year.
Who is?
Aaron Jones.
I got a feeling Aaron Jones is out of there, to be honest with you. I think he wants.
And Aaron Jones is I didn't know this. Aaron Jones is a very team friendly contract. He gets deferred salary all the way until 2029. So they're going to be paying him for.
LaFleur's on mine was McDaniels. I genuinely think McDaniels and Ron Rivera are both going to get fired in mid-season.
I think Staley will too.
There's a chance on Staley. I keep forgetting that they've only won 2 games. I just don't know when it would be. And the AFC's tricky because it's so wide. The Raiders aren't in it, but I think that the AFC's wide open enough at the bottom end that the Chargers can go on a
I
run.
agree with that.
I don't think the Chargers are going to go on that run.
I even think you could see Denver kind of climb the fucking ranks there.
Can I tell you when I think this could happen? Shockingly enough for Staley.
Go ahead. After the Lions shit pump
Well-
in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
They play Chicago at home this week.
Okay.
Hypothetically, Titty Badgett goes into SoFi and
Agree.
beats the
Agree.
Chargers.
We're done. It's
And that's it.
agreed 100%.
And then if somehow he makes it out of Titty Badgett and Deonta Foreman, they go
Deontay Foreman goes off for 200 yards and fucking 4 touchdowns on him.
That's on Sunday Night Football this week, by the way.
Yeah, he's
That's
supposed to be
that's
Then-
painful. That's fucking
Monday Night Football the following week at the Jets. And I don't think there's any way in hell that the Chargers go into MetLife and beat that Jets defense.
On paper, the Jets win that game right now.
Yeah. And then they play the Lions. So if somehow Brendan Staley has a job after the next
He'll
3
have to
weeks,
win these 3 games.
well,
At least 2 out of the 3.
I think he
Still keep
needs
his job.
agreed. I think he needs to obviously beat the Bears, and then he needs to split against the Jets and Lions
yeah.
Yeah, to keep his job.
to keep his job.
'Cause, I mean, at that point, you're going into Thanksgiving with 3 wins.
I still think McDaniels and Ron Rivera are not in good shape either.
No.
Ron Rivera, there's
I
active
had watched
ownership
a
talk.
interview. Some lady had interviewed Warren Sapp and asking Warren Sapp what he thought was wrong with the Raiders. And he said Josh McDaniels. He brought up the Denver debacle, and he brought up the same debacle that's going on here now as it did in Denver. He's just not a good coach.
He's not a good coach.
When you got a player, an ex-player, who played for the Raiders also, talking about what a shit show it is right now because of this guy, what does that tell anybody? Not to say that Warren Sapp's an aficionado on coaching, but he's been around some really good fucking coaches. He's won a Super Bowl, and he's played for very good coaches.
I also think you're strengthening my Vrabel argument too, because I think if you have a locker room, I think that goes a long way.
Yeah.
A long way.
And I truly think that he's lost his guys. He's already lost Devontae Adams. We already know that.
And Jacob.
Because he don't want nothing to do with them. Jacobs don't want nothing to do with them. At what point does Max Crosby say, I don't want nothing to do with them?
And Chandler Jones.
But he's just doing his job. Huh?
And Chandler Jones.
Well,
I'm
Chandler
kidding.
Jones is accusing him of doing some pretty shady shit. That I believe Chandler Jones, by the way. In fact, you know what? The next bonfire he has, I want to be there. I want to be there. We're going to be drinking Ripple.
Hey,
Yes.
real quick, before we jump back in, because you just happened to bring up Chandler Jones, Aaron Hernandez, all of this. We have to address a different former Patriot, and he only played there for 1 year, but former NFL safety Sergio Brown was officially charged today for the murder of his mother. This was a story.
I thought he was proven. He was proven that he did kill his mom.
Well, he was charged today with
Okay, he's charged.
first
They
degree
don't know
murder,
for sure if he did it.
first degree murder, concealment of a dead body, and there's one more. Hold
He
on,
wasn't
that I
driving
saw.
around in the trunk or anything like that, was he?
Didn't he? He had her locked up in the house and then put her in the river. So, yeah, that one's pretty sad.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Patriot way.
Listen to me. You're a stone cold fucking killer to kill your own mother. That's all I'm gonna say. You got to be a stone cold killer to do some shit like that. You got to be out of your fucking mind to do shit like that. That's just crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. So, Chandler Jones actually did have something to say about this situation. He said, you see guys like Sergio and Aaron Hernandez, and we're not going to have a talk about CTE.
Oh, they're gonna blame it on that.
I guess that's what Chandler Jones is
So
blaming.
Chandler Jones is saying, don't even use that as an excuse. Because
No.
you can't.
No, what he's saying is you have guys who do things like Aaron Hernandez did and Sergio Brown did, and they're not having a conversation about CTE.
Well, you can't. What I will say this with the Aaron Hernandez thing, you can't bring that concussion bullshit, okay? Because concussions don't make you a stone cold fucking killer. It doesn't. I don't care what anybody says. If anything, they've proven the other on that. Because guys like Dave Duerson and guys supposedly like Junior Seau, which his family still doesn't believe that he killed himself, they're likely to do more harm to themselves than to somebody else. So that's what I don't know why every time somebody breaks the fucking law, they go to that. A la, what was that kid's name that played for the Lions?
Allahu Akbar.
No, the guy who played for the Lions, the receiver from Boise.
Titus Young.
Yeah, Titus
Titty
Young
Young.
was trying to say, I was having concussions. That's why I broke into some guy's house and stole all his fucking snack packs. You can't. You can't. You can't blame it on that.
This is slightly off topic, but John Jones and Stipe Miocic are no longer fighting because John Jones tore his pec, and I was really looking forward to that. I don't even like UFC.
John Jones is the baddest man on the planet.
Shout out to Garrett.
John Jones is the baddest man on the planet, by far.
Speaking of Chandler Jones and John Jones, we have some Cardinals news.
Okay.
Kyler Murray was a full participant in practice today.
Okay.
That's it on that one.
What?
That's it.
Well, what do you want me to say? I mean, Kyler Murray is.
That's a reclamation project I'm sold on. I'm excited to watch that because I always thought he was good.
A midget Patty Mahomes.
Oh.
That's hey, all I heard was Patty Mahomes. It's pretty good.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I got to see Aladdin.
He's going. He's
Another
going.
one?
Did Aladdin reach out yet?
You still? It's 6 p.m.
The refrigerator's wide open.
Didn't you already have one?
Fuck, dude, I'll be sleeping at 8 o'clock.
Anyways, one other piece of news. Sean McVay had a kid today.
Excuse me?
Sean McVay had a baby today.
The fuck do you mean he had a baby?
He had a baby.
How old is he?
Like 30 something.
Yeah, he's in his like mid to late 30s.
Like 38,
What?
39.
Yeah.
What's he battling with fucking, who was it that just had a kid too? Al Pacino?
37.
Sean
Is he
McVay.
80? Just had a kid?
Sean
You think it's Sean Payton?
McVay.
Oh, I thought you meant Sean Payton.
Jesus
My
Christ.
my bad. My bad.
Sean Payton.
I thought he meant Sean Payton. I was going to be like, holy shit.
Sean Payton's not that old.
What is he, 60?
He's 50. He's your age. He's 59. Jesus Christ. You could have a kid right now if you wanted.
Excuse me?
Why not?
Look at your dad. He had you late. Poor
He had
guy.
me when he
You
was
poor
40.
guy.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, Broncos are also shopping officially Patrick Surtain, Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy.
What the fuck, dude? Well, you know what? You know what? If he's going to blow it up, I don't see him losing his job. I'll tell you that much.
And also, Brian Daboll came out today and said that the Giants will not be trading Saquon Barkley. So,
No, they're trying to lock him into a long-term deal.
well, they did.
They did, no?
They did. But there was talk about him getting traded, not happening.
going anywhere.
Do you have any Lions trades updates before we move on?
Nah, no specific updates. I think they're going to be in on a few people. I don't know if they'll spend more than a day 3 pick on any of these people. I'd love to see Brian Burns. I don't think it's going to happen. I'd love to see Chase Young. I think as the days go on, I read a great article on why there hasn't been as many trades right now, and it goes back to what I just said a couple minutes ago about how everything is just wide open in both conferences. There's a major drop-off after the top 3 teams in the NFC, and then there's a major drop-off after the top, let's say,
I know that. You know that's going to happen.
I think it's more so you can go get draft assets in what is potentially going to be a loaded draft next year,
Yeah.
especially at the offensive skill positions. Go get your draft assets. And if I'm one of these teams like the Commanders, I don't know why I would be waiting on Chase Young or Montez Sweat when you're not going to sign either of those two guys. The same with Brian Burns in Carolina. You lost your first round pick to get Bryce Young. You lost it to Chicago. Why don't you go take 1 first round pick this year from a team and trade Brian Burns and get away with it? Denver, same drill.
I don't think they're going to get a first-round pick for Brian Burns.
I think they
I think
don't
they can
think-
get a first round pick.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
so.
I think
I
they
don't think
can.
so. I've seen guys that are as talented go for a lot less.
Well,
So
You know,
this
everybody's
is the thing.
saying that the Vikings are going to trade Daniel Hunter. I don't think Daniel Hunter's going to get traded. I don't think
Daniel
Kirk
Hunter's
Cousins
a lot
is getting
older
traded.
than a lot older than Brian.
So Brian Burns, the difference is he's 25. He arguably hasn't even hit the prime of his career yet, and he's still a very effective player.
I agree.
That's why he warrants a first compared to a lot of these other
Surtain
guys.
would probably get a first.
Surtain is also a great
No,
example.
he's 2 years in.
And he's all pro in year 2. And there's a premium placed on corners in this league, especially corners that are tall and fast, because they can cover these super speedy wide receivers downfield. If you have that tall corner, you're typically in pretty good shape defensively. That's a trend.
I just don't understand why Denver would want to dump that. Listen, they gave up a lot of draft collateral for Russell Wilson. So I mean,
go get a first-round pick in return to get. This is their first year.
Look what they gave up. Look what they gave up for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, they're playing with house money with Patrick Surtain. I think he was a first rounder, right? Surtain.
Yes.
You're playing with house money. You can get 1, maybe 2 firsts for him. Do it. I don't know why you wouldn't. Your window's closed.
Bradley Chubb, Tariq Hill, that Russell Wilson shit. It was all wound up into that. Remember?
What was it? A three-way situation?
It was a 3-way situation between Seattle with draft picks.
Yeah, Surtain was the 9th overall pick.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we move on,
I'm sorry, that was the Trey Lance one. My bad.
any other news that we need to cover before we jump into a quick Michigan talk? Or do you want to save Michigan talk for Friday?
No, we should. We'll get it. We did good the other day.
We need to do Thursday because last week on Wednesday we forgot to pick the Thursday night game.
Let's pick the Thursday night
We
game.
need to pick the Thursday night game, and then if we want to talk about if we have time, then we will gladly talk about that. But this is actually a Thursday night game that I'm actually excited for. It's up in Buffalo. The Bills are hosting the 3-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buffalo is currently an 8.5-point favorite, and I already know what that means. Uncle Sam's going to take Tampa to cover. Over-under in this game is 43. I'll throw it to you first. Thoughts? Go
I'll
ahead.
take a Tampa Bay to win.
I don't hate that.
What?
There it is.
I'm taking Tampa Bay to win.
I don't
From
hate
what
that.
I've seen out of Buffalo the last 2 weeks, I'm taking Tampa Bay to win.
I don't hate it.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Out of what you saw out of the Lions last week versus what you've seen out of Buffalo the last 2 weeks, if Buffalo's playing the Lions this week, would you take Buffalo to win?
No.
You wouldn't.
No, I
You'd
would
still
not.
take the Lions.
I would take the Lions.
Wow.
I like Tampa to cover. I like the Bills to win. Okay. But I think Tampa is going to totally push them, and I'm with you. I wouldn't be shocked if Tampa.
I think Tampa's going to, listen, they were a little embarrassed by that fucking debacle against Detroit, and I think they're going to come
And
back
then
hard.
by Atlanta the week after.
Yeah.
I'm
I think they're
still.
gonna come
Tampa's
back.
not that good, and Atlanta's a better team.
I'm obviously a lot higher on Tampa than you are. I don't think they're going to.
I think Tampa was
get it done
screwed
against
out of
the
that
Bills,
Atlanta
but-
game, but that's just personally.
I don't think it's going to happen against the Bills personally, but I do think you're going to see a better Tampa team. I think you could get a good game tomorrow because of the way the Bills are playing. I think it has all the makings of a shootout. Your father
Pressure's on the Bills right now.
Your father didn't have the makings of a varsity athlete.
What do you mean?
It's a Sopranos quote.
I think everything has the makings of being a decent game tomorrow. A nice little shootout for us.
I'm taking Buffalo and minus 8.5.
Okay.
And I'm going to take the.
I'm taking points on that
What's
one.
the under? What's the under?
I'm taking I don't even know the number. I'm taking the
43.
points. Oh,
I'm going to take the over.
points for sure. 28-24.
I'm going to go over.
Yep.
I'm going to go over, but I'm going to take Buffalo.
I'm taking
If Tampa Bay scored 12 points in the
over.
last 2 games combined.
It's all right. Take a Tampa Bay in the over.
Okay. Can I make one appeal? here
Can
to both of you?
I
Please.
tell you what's going on with Buffalo real quick?
I don't want to hear about Buffalo, all right? Because you're so honed in on Buffalo. Tampa Bay has dog shat the last 2 weeks.
Okay. Can I tell you what's going on with Buffalo right
Sure,
now?
sure.
Why do you think Buffalo, they got lucky? They should have lost 2 in a row. Okay.
Okay. Just like Tampa did
Here's what's going on with them.
against Atlanta.
Linebacker wise, they miss Matt Milano bad. They haven't been able to fucking put anybody in his spot to get the production out of it. The secondary is banged up, really banged up. And I think Mike Evans and Godwin are going to have a fucking field day against them down the field. And if Baker can move around a little bit and get the ball downfield, I got a feeling they'll beat him.
So you know how we always talk about how the Bills can't establish the run?
Yes.
Yeah. Tampa Bay's 30th in rushing yards per game.
I think that'll only get better. There's nowhere to go but up. That's what I'm hearing right
Listen,
now.
this is how I feel. Can I make an appeal to both of you guys?
Go ahead.
If Tampa goes and gets their asshole punched this week against Buffalo, will you guys begin to entertain the conversation that maybe Tampa's just not that good?
I'm already there. I'm just saying Buffalo looks bad. but not that good can win you
Shout
the
out to
NFC
those
South.
guys in Buffalo.
Not that good is going to win.
We know
the
how
NFC
you
South.
feel right now.
Atlanta's got it. Atlanta's going to win that division. I feel it in my plum.
What were the teams again? You had Tampa. You have Atlanta. I have
You
New
got
Orleans.
New Orleans by default. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that means Bruce got Carolina at 0-7.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. So you took Bucks to win in the over. I took Bills to cover in the over. He took Bucks to cover in the over.
Bills to win though.
Bills to win.
Yeah. Who would have took Minnesota Vikings to cover Monday night? I did.
No, you
Listen, if you're gonna
I
let
did.
if
No,
you're
you
gonna-
didn't.
I had Minnesota covering.
In what
What
world?
the fuck are you talking about?
In what world?
I said San Francisco would win, Minnesota would cover.
whatever.
listen, don't get bullied by your nephew. If you have
I'm
a
not.
take,
Fuck him. He's crazy.
Leon just chimed in and said, "Sammy, be careful. A dead clock is right once a day." So there you go.
it's actually
what?
it's actually twice a day, Leon.
Yeah, it's actually twice a day.
Broken clock's
Dickhead.
right twice a day.
Anyways, you want to wait till Friday for college talk?
No,
I mean, we
let's
could
talk a little
we,
college.
we could do a couple minutes in
Go,
Michigan.
you guys got 4 minutes.
We
Let's do
did
it.
good the other day. I didn't think it didn't go off the rails too bad the other day. But Uncle Sam's got updated opinions.
No, it's just more and more shit keeps coming out against Michigan. It's what it is, dude. They're guilty. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for.
Which I
They
don't
need to-
deny. Which I don't
They need
deny.
to. I mean, whatever comes of it, I don't think there's anything going to come of it. Of course, because it's Michigan, and
Oh, the other way around. I think if anything, something's going to come
I don't
out of it
think
because
anything-
it's Michigan.
listen, they've already said what's the max penalty they're going to get? Smacked on the hand.
So
Fucking what?
Here's the
Maybe
thing.
get a scholarship
Here's the
taken
thing.
away.
Everything, and this is the conversation I was trying to have with you before, and I don't think you understood what I was saying. Things are coming out, but they're coming out in the media and behind the scenes, everything
Right.
like that. The NCAA on an investigation like this, they take their time.
They always do.
They could take, like for Kansas basketball, it took 6 years in this investigation.
Yeah.
They could take a year or two to do this. Like Harbaugh could be long gone by the time it could happen.
Listen, I believe he's guilty. There's enough evidence to say that they were guilty.
I
That
think
it did
Michigan. I don't know
happen.
about Harbaugh, but
That they did
Michigan,
what they
Michigan
did.
is certainly guilty.
Harbaugh knew about it. Let's not play fucking stupid. If he didn't know, you know his kid knew. You know his defensive coordinator knew.
So
they got.
you
they
want to
got
hear
enough
something
evidence
wild?
For that.
You want to hear something wild?
Sure.
You're going by all this leaked evidence that's coming out.
It doesn't even
One
matter.
of the leaked things.
and
one-
let's-
just let me
let's-
finish for 1 second. One of the leaked things is that this Connor Stallions has had zero contact with Jim Harbaugh over X
I
amount of
don't
time.
give a fuck.
It's the
He's
coordinators.
had contact with this kid. He's had contact with this defensive
I agree.
coordinator.
I agree.
That's good enough for me.
I agree.
That's good enough for me.
Let me ask you a
Don't
follow-up
tell me
question.
he didn't know, because if you're naive to think that he didn't know.
Let me ask you a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Do you really think the sign stealing mattered?
I really don't think it does. Personally, I think it's stupid
I'm with you.
anyway. I think that they should go to basically do what the NFL does. Go to helmet communication
You brought up a great point.
or huddle.
You brought up a great
Communicate your
point.
plays in and out.
Something that's happened this week is, other than Ohio State, some major coaches in the Big Ten have come out. I'm not going to say in favor of Harbaugh, because they're not, because James Franco will never be in favor of Harbaugh.
No,
but three
these are all
coaches.
jokes.
Coach Prime did too.
Coach Prime had the best comment,
Yeah,
and
he
we'll
did.
get to that. But Matt Rule said, listen, I'm not concerned about signs. It's been going on for years. We change our signs every game. And Matt Rule agreed with you 100%. He goes, I don't know why we can't put microphones in these kids' headsets or in these kids' helmets at this point.
They do it at high school.
They do it in high school. He goes, they're doing it in high school. They're doing it in
Yes.
the pros. I don't know why we can't do it in college.
What is fucking going on?
That was Matt Rule's comment. James Franklin said, look, like it's none of my business what's going on at other schools. I know they're probably doing it, but
whatever.
we
whatever.
change
He
our
was probably
signs
the one
every
that
game.
was fucking stealing our signs.
It's Ryan
Just a
Day.
big pussy.
It's Ryan Day. And by the way, if we're going by hearsay news, supposedly Ohio State is going. There's an investigation into Ohio State as well for doing this same thing.
Really?
Yeah,
I would never have thought of that.
that's the whole thing.
Really?
And-
Jim Tressel's rolling over in his grave and he's not even dead
And
yet.
Coach Prime, Bruce, I wish you could post the clip. Coach Prime had arguably the best thing to say about the whole thing. He said something on the lines of, we got to give these kids a chance. And if you're not changing your signs, it doesn't matter, because you can send the team's entire playbook. You can give the entire playbook offensively and defensively. You still got to go out there and execute. and you still got to make the plays. That's what Coach Prime said. You still got to make those plays.
And not only that, you know what? The verbiage through basically everybody runs the same shit, but the verbiage is different. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. Everybody runs the same kind of plays, the same defenses, the same offenses. It's just the verbiage is different. That's it. So guess what? You're looking at a fucking mirror image of yourself 9 out of 10 times. Give me a break. They need to fucking just stop on it. Listen, I think they're guilty. Slap them on the fucking wrist, whatever you're going to do, and move on.
So, okay.
I agree.
As far as the slap on the wrist thing, there was rumors going around earlier that they could be deemed playoff ineligible for up to
That's
3
stupid.
years.
I think that's fucking stupid. I thought it was stupid back when they did it. Who was it that had that? USC had it.
Ohio State had a 2-year bowl ban too.
Ohio State had it. USC
And they
had it.
probably
because
would
of
have won a
Pete
national
Carroll.
championship.
Because of Pete Carroll.
Listen, let me tell you why that'll never happen. Never happen.
Is this Michigan?
You know who controls college football these days? Why everything is changing in the way it's changing in college football? You know who gets the final say on everything in college football?
TVs?
The TV. The TV stations, the networks get the final say. And I promise you that the networks will not stand for Michigan.
Got to
getting
go
cut
in
out.
front of 3 different committees. You got the Big Ten, you got the NCAA, and then you got the Bowl Series Commission too. That's going to be there, the championship committee.
So, okay, hypothetical scenario. Let's say that's the case. Everyone's been complaining about Michigan's schedule all year. All right, so let's say they're gonna the college football playoff committee says, you know what, those first 6 or 7 games they don't count because Michigan cheated. You still have the back half of their schedule where they play Maryland, they play Penn State, and they play Ohio State, and they still look good as hell. They're not going to keep Michigan out based on this news because Michigan is still one of the best and most talented teams in college football.
None of this is even going to come to a head this year anyway.
No,
I
exactly.
truly believe it won't even come to a head this year.
I couldn't agree more. I think this will be more rushed than usual because the NCAA loves to try and stick it to Jim Harbaugh and loves to stick it to Michigan.
That's because Jim Harbaugh did that to himself.
Regardless, I think that this is more expedited than usual. You won't see anything.
Plus, you got all those guys down south pissed off.
And they do it too. They've been doing this shit too.
No, but it doesn't. Listen, you can't go into their territory and do that. And he did that.
So, some other news. Supposedly that this man, what's his name? Connor Stalions, wrote a 600-page document.
Manifesto.
It was called the Michigan Manifesto of how he planned to run the Michigan football program. And Barstool Sports president Dave Portnoy officially offered him a job today. Connor Stalions. So
that guy's a fucking clown.
Yeah, but he's our clown.
He's our clown.
I don't give a fuck. He's a clown.
Yeah, but he's the
He a
best
clown.
kind of
I seen him. You know what? I don't mind what he does, but personally, I don't care. But he's an asshole.
Yeah,
and if
at the end of the day, so are you, and we keep you around.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't spread my shit onto other people.
Who are you talking about? What are you doing?
This Portnoy guy is a fucking clown.
Portnoy.
Whatever his name is.
What did he
I
spread?
seen a little video of him out in front of some dude's pizza place, and the guy got all offended by him. That guy was an asshole, too.
Hey. I'm just going to say this much. You're uneducated about the fuck you pizza incident. Don't make a comment on it because you will get us ruined.
Why?
Dave Portnoy was in no way, shape, or form in the wrong.
What did I just say?
You need to watch the 20-minute. Hold on.
I said that guy was an asshole.
You need to educate yourself. During Corona, he donated millions of dollars to pizza places, but it's all. We're not going to go there.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about this.
Okay, we don't
that
need
guy's
to go
business.
There. Oh,
that guy's business. That guy's in front of it. He's giving his little fucking commentary on his pizza, and I didn't have a issue with that at all. The guy said his piece. If I was Dave Portnoy, whatever his fucking name is,
Fartnoy,
I would have walked away. I would have been like, all right, you know what? Have a nice day, asshole, and walked away.
But he generates content.
Yeah, but it didn't need to go that far.
Can I tell you something?
What?
if you'd go stand out in front of places, eat pizza, and tell the guy who owns the place to go fuck themselves, maybe we'd have 100 million views
you know what?
by now.
I wouldn't
so there we go.
Listen to me. I thought it was kind of disrespectful to that guy, even though that guy, I thought that guy was wrong. You know, if he has his own personal
we still
opinion
talking
about him,
about
that's
it?
fine. What?
Why are we still talking about
All right, then we won't. Fuck you then. Just like he said.
Listen,
fuck
listen,
you.
listen. It's bigger picture. Let me talk, both of you, for a second. I know you know what's going on. Let me explain it. So your gist is Portnoy shouldn't have been outside of that guy's place if he didn't want him.
Not
there,
at
right?
all.
What
I
is-
never did say that.
All right, tell me what you just explain it real quick. Explain it real quick, and then let me go afterwards.
I never said he went into the guy's place, he bought the pizza, doing his schmeal, because that's what he does. He does schmeal on everybody's pizza. I know that.
He schmills.
I don't know what schmeal
He
is.
schmills.
He's giving his little speech after he bought the guy's pizza. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Blah, 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 blah. The guy comes out, starts acting like an asshole.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Totally agree that guy was an asshole. The way he went about it was really unprofessional. Because he's
Not
him
a
being,
professional.
I'm sorry?
He's not a professional. He makes videos.
No, he's not. No, he's not. But he's out in front of some other dude's business, and the guy doesn't appreciate what he does. That's his fucking opinion. I'd have
Okay.
been like, all right, that's your opinion.
So here's
And
the
I
thing.
would have fucking been like, all right, have a nice day.
I have two rebuttals to
Go
that.
pump yourself.
I have two
But-
rebuttals to that.
Go ahead.
The first rebuttal is this is the less important of the two rebuttals, and it goes along to what you said. Like Portnoy didn't handle it properly.
I don't think he handled it properly.
Okay, the first rebuttal is his job and his money and his industry is tied to him generating content and creating views.
Okay.
So that's an opportunity. If that happens, he's waiting for that to happen. That might happen. There's something that happens similar to that, one in every maybe 100 pizza reviews for him. So he's waiting for that to happen because
Yeah.
that's just good content. He wouldn't be a
That's
good content creator if he
You know
didn't
what?
fire back on
You
that
know
guy.
what? You're exactly right. He's lucky that guy was the big pussy that he was,
Mm-hmm.
because if that was me, I'd have broke his fucking nose right there on the sidewalk.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but that would have been even better.
so
Yeah.
number two,
That's best case scenario.
that's best case scenario for Portnoy because then he gets another lawsuit in the news. Scenario number two.
Whatever. I would have felt good. I'd go ahead and sue me. Then I'd have stomped him in the fucking ground afterwards.
Scenario number two is the gentleman in question that owned the pizzeria. He was just completely uninformed and uneducated. He came out and said,
Obviously, he was wrong about what
he
he
goes,
was saying.
I don't like what you do. You take one bite and you that's the whole shtick. It's a joke. He says one bite. Everyone knows the rules. He takes a bite. And then you know what he does after he takes a bite?
Correct.
What does he do after he takes the bite, Sam?
Takes about 5 or 6.
He takes about 5 or 6 more bites. So he's not judging it on one bite of pizza. That's the whole
understand
shtick.
that. I understand. Listen, I'm not going to get technical
No.
about
Hold
that.
on. I'm almost done. The guy doubles down. He goes, I don't like what you do for small businesses. There was literally a case
That was
study.
stupid.
There was literally a case study into the money Dave Portnoy generated
I
from
get
small
that.
businesses, including one in our backyard, Motor City Pizza Company in St. Clair Shores, or whatever it is, Clinton Township. They're now in Costco's with their frozen pizza because they sent a frozen pizza to Portnoy in the first month of the pandemic. He tried it and said it was so good, gave it one of his highest scores, that it put them on the map. So he literally put small
understand
businesses
that.
on the map.
Okay. I understand everything you just said. I understand that the guy was fucking wrong about his comments. The owner was dead wrong about his comments. All I'm saying is the way he went about that was very fucking stupid.
The owner or Portnoy, which the way.
Portnoy.
Yeah.
Well, he then made
Obviously, the guy was not informed. Obviously.
he then made T-shirts that had drawings of him and the guy exchanging fuck yous on them, and then took all the profit and donated that to small business, to which I have both.
That's great.
He got exactly what he was looking for out of that.
It was
Whatever.
beautiful.
He's a douche.
It was executed perfectly.
He's a fucking douche.
I strive one day to execute as perfectly as
Whatever.
him.
Like I said, he's lucky that guy.
Dave, watch our
One
show.
thing that you don't like, and he's a douche.
Dave, Uncle Sam could be yours.
Say what?
If the price is right.
No, because if you were to do that to me, Bruce, you would have got exactly what he would have got if that was you standing there, if he was standing.
This is a rough and rowdy
You'd
plot.
said that shit to me. I'd have fucking broke your shit.
Can we do a pay-per-view fight between you and Bruce?
Listen to me. I don't fight on pay-per-view. I don't fight for money. I fight for blood.
What about a free per view?
Blood and honor.
Blood and honor.
One circle
Also,
jerk.
before
Something that your generation knows
Passed
nothing
out.
of.
can we
Honor. Blood.
Leon just wanted to let you know that after I made the dead clock comment, dead clock is right once a day, he then doubled down and said once a day, AM and PM, fellas, LOL. So take that one with.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Anyways,
I don't think Leon knows what that means. Somebody write that down for him. You know, because back when Leon was in school, he used to take that short bus, the little yellow bus. You know,
anything?
short bus, Leon.
Do you have anything to add before we end today's show?
I'm craving pizza all of a sudden.
Anything?
Nothing.
Go ahead. What do you have?
What?
Do you have anything to add before we end today's show?
Is Jim Harbaugh going to be forced to the NFL just like Pete Carroll was? Just like Matt Rule was? Is that going to happen?
Is it?
Honestly, I think this could lead to the end of Jim Harbaugh, which is what college football wanted. They wanted to get rid of a guy that brings in ratings and egos.
Oh, it's not only that. You know, college football is holy as everything else, too. The NFL don't give a fuck. They'd sell their mom.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. Make sure to follow our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Tip Balls, TikTok at Tip Balls Podcast. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Music,
Aladdin.
watch us on YouTube so that way we can buy Uncle Sam more cans of Aladdin. Remember to subscribe, get involved in the comments. We love talking with you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Come back, watch us on Friday, because you know what it is. It's the picks.